Hello, welcome to the video on splitting data in SPSS. My name is Dr. Lydia Chirogi and I'm going to walk you through the process of splitting data in SPSS. There are two objectives for this video. One, split data, and two, run demographics. In order to complete the table that's in the assignment, you need to be able to split data and then run demographics with split data. When we split the file, we go to Data, go all the way to the bottom, Split File, and we get this new pop-up window. You have two options. My personal preference is compare groups. Then the other option is organize output by groups. This will give you a bunch of tables based on the groups that you're splitting by. For me, I just want one table. So I'm going to do compare groups. In the assignment, we need to split by sex, so we're going to do that here too. So we click on sex, we move it over, and then we click OK. So now you can see in the output file, it says file sorted. And that's all we need to do because you're not going to notice anything different over here. So next, what we need to do is select which demographic variables do we actually want to run. So in order to run this, we're going to go to Analyze, Demographics, and Frequencies. We get our new dialog box, and now we need to select the variables. So for the assignment, you have to do age, race, and employed. So in this one, we do have age, so we're going to move that one over. We don't have race, but we have area. I'm going to right click so I can see these names a little bit better. I personally prefer this view rather than the longer view. But we have area, and that's going to be coded very similarly to race. So I'm going to move that over so we have an idea of what that will look like when we run it. And then for employed, we're going to run Nut Allergy because it's coded the same way as employed should be. We'll move those over, and then we need to generate. Let's get the mean, the median, and the mode. Those should get us for pretty much everything we need in that table. Click Continue, and we click OK. Now that we have our output, we need to pick the correct information for our table. So I've opened up the file so that way we can see exactly what questions are being asked and what information we're going to transfer over. So we know we wanted males versus females, and over here in our table we can see males and we can see females. So we know all the information in this section is for our male participants, all the information in this section is for our female participants. The first question we have is N, which is a sample size. So how many males do we have out of this sample set? 46. So we go over here, put in 46. For females, we have 68. So we go over here and we put in 68. All right, for age, we have for men 2017. So 20.17, and then for females we have 21.16. After this, it gets a little complicated, and that's part of why I want to walk you through each of these steps. So the next one we have is race. Race, when we look at the mean, is for males is 1.42. That makes no sense because race, you cannot average that. That's not someone who's stuck between being African American and Caucasian. So in fact, rather than using the mean, we need to use the mode. So for categorical variables, or any variable that basically has one is, there's nothing between 1 and 2, there's nothing between 2 and 3, we know we need to use the mode. So our mode for this is 1. 1 doesn't tell us very much, so what we're going to have to do in order to give a meaningful answer here is look at our data set. So we go back, click on Trick or Treat Data, go to our variable view, we go to area, my bad. So now we see that 1 is nearby neighborhood. So rather than putting just a 1 in that response, because that doesn't tell the reader anything, we will put in our output, in our file, nearby. For males, then we look at our output, and we see for females, they also are 1, so they're going to get the same answer in theirs. All right, and our last one is employment status. Employment status is also going to be a little wonky, so let's do Nut Allergy. For males, we see on the mode, or rather not the mode, go back to the mean, we see 0.24. When data are coded as 0 and 1, that's called dummy coding. When you have appropriately dummy coded variables, you can take that number that you get for the mean and then move the decimal 2 places to the right and get a percentage. So we know that for males, 24% of them had a nut allergy. So we go over here, 24% had a nut allergy. For females, we see that 31% of them had a nut allergy. And that's how we would interpret dummy coded variables. One thing I want to give you a quick heads up on, when you download your data from Qualtrics, it is not likely to be dummy coded correctly. You need to make sure that rather than having 1 and 2, you have 0 and 1. All right, I hope this helps, and if you have any questions, as always, feel free to contact me.